must just fit perfectly on.
Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. The name is Untitled. Thank you for joining me. Before we get to today's business, I have a new single coming up. It's called Kuluma. Kuluma is going to be available on all music stores and on my YouTube channel. Please support your girl, guys, and be on the lookout. Yay. So let's get to today's business. Okay, so let me reintroduce myself to you. My name is Aishan and I deal with anxiety and I have dealt with depression. All right, so the reason why I felt like it was important for me to do this video was because I'll start by telling you a story. I have a friend of mine who had a twin, and his twin was also dealing with depression and anxiety, and it got to a point, it got so bad that he ended up committing suicide. And you know, we live in a society where we don't talk about these things, you know, especially people from my race. Like, we don't want to talk about some of these things, right? When it comes to dealing with anxiety and depression, people don't want to call it what it is. Like, call it what it is. Say it out loud. Like, if you have depression, call it what it is, right? I feel like by giving it a name and calling it what it is, you are better equipped to deal with it. Like, how do you address an enemy? How do you fight an enemy that you don't know, right? I feel like if you know your enemy, you are better equipped to deal with it, right? Like any army whatsoever, you know, they study their enemy. Like, what's their battle plan? What kind of weapons are they using? Like, are they using hand grenades? Are they using machine guns? What are they using? What are their battle tactics? Or maybe they're just using the good old cow horn formation, attacking from behind. Okay, anyway, but my point is, once you know your enemy, you're better equipped to deal with. And people from my race really, like, it's a thing, like, it's something that it's as though it's taboo to talk about it. And I think a lot of people suffer because of it, like suffer internally and silently because of it, you know. And I've also had a lot of people approach me, you know, telling me about it. I remember this at the time. A friend of mine sent me a message and he was like, today I felt what people who commit suicide feel before they actually do it. And I'm like, wow. Like, people are going through the most out there, right? But then I feel like there are no places where people get help. And I, for one, was dealing with a lot of anxiety and depression, like, over the years. Like, for me, I think it's something that comes and goes, really, like, over the years, particularly with the anxiety, right? But I think last year I was really depressed, right? How did I know that I was depressed? Firstly, I was struggling to sleep. I had issues with sleep. I could not sleep, right? I would stay up till early hours of the morning. Just getting my mind to shut down was an issue. What I did try though was I tried listening to sleep hypnosis videos that I found on YouTube. I tried, sometimes I'd play gospel music whilst I was trying to sleep. The other thing that I was dealing with mostly was I was failing to concentrate, right? I was studying, I was transitioning from biochemistry to software development, and I was studying throughout the course of the year. And what I was struggling with was concentrating. I can say that to some extent I've always been intellectually gifted to some extent, and I have never struggled really with grasping concepts, but last year I was struggling to concentrate that was really a thing. The other thing that I also felt was like, I felt like I wasn't present, right? I felt like I was watching my life from the outside, from the window, literally, and another human being was just, you know, in my body. I wasn't there, I wasn't present, right? And you know, it is a lot. It's really a lot dealing with anxiety. You're questioning a lot of things, and I think the hardest part about it is having people around you who have no idea what's going on with you. And even if you try to explain to them, you know, like I would say casually, although, like, you know what, I'm depressed, but you know, people just don't take it seriously. And so it's also, what is really important is that you have people that you can talk to, people who understand, and people who are very kind, and you know, because it's always hard, like, to get people who actually get it and will not invalidate your feelings, because most people will be like, get over it, you'll be fine, right? At one point I might have been one of those as well. I had a friend of mine wake me up. This is the time she woke me up early in the morning. I think this was like around 2 a.m. and when she woke me up, she was saying she was having a panic attack, right? And I feel so bad looking back and thinking about it, that the way I responded, like, I didn't get it though. I didn't get it, but what I said to her was like, people from our race don't go through that. These are like, these are not black people problems. We don't get panic attacks. And looking back, like, I could have really, like, dealt with it in a different way. I could have given her a shoulder and been more understanding. So I'm just saying that not everyone gets it, and I also didn't get it until, didn't know that I would go through it at some point, and then I understood, and then I looked back and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you know, of course then we laughed about it and eventually she was okay, but I'm like, that's not how we do it. I'm like, Nip, you can do better, in all honesty. So I'm like, it's important to have someone that you can talk to and know who to talk to. You can't just go to anyone and everybody, because not everyone understands it, right? Yeah, so with that said, I am going to kind of tell you what to do to deal, if you deal with anxiety or depression, all right? I would suggest that, particularly with regards to anxiety, like, being self-aware helps. For me, like, I have kind of mastered to some extent my triggers. I know what triggers me, right? Half the time I know what's triggering me. If I don't, I try to sit myself down and be like, okay, go through the motions, think about it, like, what happened, what made you feel this way, why is it making you feel like that, right? If it's an environment, I usually try to remove myself from that environment. If it's a conversation, again, I'll try to remove myself from that conversation and put myself in a space where I can control what is going through my mind, you know. That's number one. Secondly, like, also be watchful of the content that you watch. I mean, like, we're living in the internet age, guys. You are receiving too much information. Sometimes it's overwhelming. It really can be overwhelming, right? And so you really want to watch what you're watching, what content you're being exposed to, you know, especially if you know your triggers, right? Follow people, if it's on social media, follow people who inspire you, people who bring out the best in you, and avoid content that, like I said, triggers you based on what triggers you, right? The other thing that I would possibly say you should probably do would be to avoid coffee, especially if you can't sleep, if you've got issues sleeping. Like, caffeine doesn't help you. So if you reduce your caffeine intake, you are better equipped to deal with your lack of sleep, right? Yeah, and then one thing that's really helped me is working out, right? I've been consistent with my workouts, and that really just releases the feel-good hormones. I think the hormone is called serotonin. Excuse me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the feel-good hormone. So that really also just, you know, puts me in a place where I feel good about myself, right? What you can also do is I found this really cool place. It's called Friendship Bench, right? Where you can hit them up, either call or send a message on WhatsApp, and you get a person that you can talk to. They offer counseling services for free, right? And sometimes it's difficult to talk to the people around you because sometimes they might be the ones who are triggering you, and you can't necessarily be like, hey, my nigga, you know? So Friendship Bench really helps with that. You can get someone to talk to, and that really helps as well, right? Yeah, also make sure you maintain balanced meals, and take care of your mental health, guys, because I'm like, you know what, it's really important for me. I've come to a place where I mind the people around me. Like, if I feel like my energy is not being reciprocated and I feel like I'm giving more than I'm getting, I will cut you off, because nothing is more important than my state of mind and the energy around me and the energy that you're bringing into my space. So if I feel like your energy is off, I'll be like, we're out. Yep, guys. Yeah, so if you are dealing with anxiety and depression, please hit up Friendship Bench and get some help, guys. You don't have to feel alone, you don't have to suffer alone. I'm here, they're here. Let's help each other get through it. From me, Shan, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Guys, I would like to hear, what content would you want to get from me, right? I would really like that. Put that in the comment section. Like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. Did I say subscribe? I've forgotten, but I hope I did. Subscribe to my channel. Bye. We're out.
Feel what you feel, feel what you feel, let me feel what you feel.